I saw people. I haven't actually seen them on the sites yet. I've seen pictures on Facebook.
And it was just one shape, so maybe they'll make more.
Oh, they will. They
Will
always
they?
have. They always have a whole range. Yeah. I wanted to get one last year. It was just straight green. I didn't get it. They'll go fast though.
Mm-hmm.
Once they become available, they'll be gone. Kind of wanted one of the 2014 Christmas pipes too from Peterson, but had a lovely kind of a red swirl stem in it. But passed that one up too.
Now Trevor Talbert is another pipe smoker that I really like. I used to follow him all the time when he was in France. Trevor, you guys probably have heard of him. His shtick, he's best well known for his Halloween pipes. He's kind of a twisted Godzilla fan, and he loves making these dark, eerie, slithery, Cthulhu-type pipes. He likes to make...
Did he make a Cthulhu pipe?
Yeah, he did.
That would be awesome.
And so he's best known for that, but what he's been doing lately really seduces me because I love the bands. I call them inserts. I don't know what are the bands around him? Is there a fancy name? Yeah. I call them inserts, but he's carving them. He's got a machine now, so he carves into the metal or carves into the acrylic type material, and I just love that when it's carved around there like that. You should go to his site. It's Talbert Pipes, Talbert Pipes, and look at some of his pipes he's making now. It's crazy. Or go on Google and see if there's a archive of all of his Halloween pipes. Man, they are just awesome. Very expensive, but very awesome.
Well, this pipe here has got perfect engineering on it.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful draw.
What a gripper, man.
Yeah.
In your hand, such a great gripper.
Those little grooves there. Your thumb fits in there. Just hold on to it really well. I love it.
It looks like, to me, it would look like one of the pipes the dwarves smoked in the Hobbit movies. Hobbit would smoke that pipe too. No problem.
For sure. Well, have you expressed your opinion now on online yet about now that the last film has come out? Your thoughts on it? Is that something you'd be willing to talk about now?
Sure.
Well, we all saw it together, and I went into it with admittedly lowered expectations.
As did I.
I thought the first movie was all right. The second movie was, being that The Hobbit's one of my favorite books, it was kind of a letdown in a lot of areas because it strayed so far. It was fun. It was a fun action movie, but that's about as far as it went for me. And I feel like this third one kind of redeemed the series a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate all of the additional superfluous stuff that Peter added in the first two, and thought to myself, is he going to totally wreck the tale by trying to draw and tie in all these loose ends at the end, you know? Like the Lord of the Rings, I was willing to sacrifice the purity of the story to experience the adventure. And the Lord of the Rings, the first one, Fellowship of the Rings, enthralled me. I was sucked in. The second one, I still loved it, but I didn't like it. You know, it was the Treebeard scenes seemed to slow and bog the movie down after a while, and then the third one came out, Return of the King, and I was blown away.
Yeah.
And it's the same with this one. I didn't care for the second one that much, and in fact, I was kind of angry about the second one, like the first one. Then this last one, just thoroughly enjoyed it, liked the life lessons in it. I was willing to sacrifice the original storyline for the experience, and my experience was rewarded. I very well enjoyed the movie a lot. Love the books that come out afterwards showing how the artists got to where they got, even if I don't agree with some of them. I'm hoping against hope that in the extended edition of this last one, The War of the Five Armies, that we get a little bit more on Bjorn.
Yeah.
Because I was disappointed in the way Bjorn looked at the first one, but then I hear people telling me in the extended edition, they appreciated his proportions a little bit better. Because he looked kind of wimpy. But then they said in the extended editions he was huge.
There's the scene where he's chopping the wood that you probably remember in the book when the dwarves, Gandalf and Bilbo, they all came out 2 by 2. They still couldn't salvage that and make it just like the book, because in the movie it's like he was going to kill him, right? Because he was like the bear. So anyway, they stay the night in his house and they come out 2 by 2, and we really get to see just how big he is standing, out in the open in front of him, and that was kind of cool to see that that dialogue played out between them. So there's definitely more Bjorn content in the extended one. We really need some more in this third one as well when the extended comes out, because he was barely in it.
I mean, good luck to the guy that wants to try this again. Good luck to the person that would like to try making Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit again, because Peter set the bar so high. However, I don't think that we are sated. I think that we're still hungry. And so I would not be surprised if there are people that come out with movies that are gap stories.
Oh, they're already thinking about it. They probably already got stuff waiting to go.
I don't think Silmarillion will make it. It's too abstract, yeah.
It's too broad.
Let's pray the Sons of Thurin don't make it. Thurin's children, whatever it was called.
Sons of Hurin?
Yeah.
Hurin? Yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't come out. That was the most disappointing, most depressing book I ever read.
The Silmarillion is full of sad stories anyway, and if you guys have not read it, The Children of Hurin is like an elaboration on one of the stories from the Silmarillion, but it's a great book. Great story, but man, it's just tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. It's a downer.
I mean, it starts low, and it gets lower and lower and lower, but you keep reading it thinking to yourself, it's going to pull out. It's in a death spiral, man, and it doesn't ever pull out. I mean, Turin is cursed by Sauron and sitting in Sauron's stone throne and having to watch Sauron's curse upon his bloodline play itself out. He can't ever close his eyes, can't ever sleep. He has to sit there and watch his whole history, all of his children and everybody live out this curse.
Yep.
And then at the end,
he lets him.
Yeah.
Morgoth lets him go. Yeah.
It's just horrible, man. It's horrible.
But you should read it.
I think you should.
I would recommend it anyway. So what's worse, that or Lawhead? When something happens in Lawhead.
Lawhead, though, pulls out.
I guess.
He doesn't ever satisfy the need for vengeance he makes you feel. You really want the bad guys in his novels to just eat it, man. It's like, what's his name?
Like in Merlin?
No, in the last Hobbit. What's that one mono-brow dude?
Oh, the guy who wasn't even in the book. His name like
you
Alfred.
Alfred.
Yeah.
You want to see him get it, and he never does. And I guess reading the book, they spent lots of time contemplating his demise. So maybe he gets it in the extended version. But Stephen Lawhead is close to Tolkien-esque in much of what he writes. And I would strongly recommend the Arthurian series, the Pendragon Cycle, or the Song of Albion is another great one. Very Tolkien-esque. And the bad guys in these books are bad guys, man. And you want to see them just suffer. You want to see vengeance take its toll on them, and it just never really happens to your liking. It's like, what? What?
I'll never forget the first time I read Merlin. Never forget it. In fact, part of me is reluctant to go back and ever read it again because it was so...
That's the third book or the second book?
That's the second one.
And we warned you.
And it still hit me. I actually was listening to it on audiobook, and when this particular thing happened, I won't even go anywhere near what it was. But when this thing happens, I just hit pause on my computer and took my headphones off and threw them across the room and just scooted back. I was inconsolable for a few minutes. It was bad. And then Brian Majors told me the other day, because I'm on Arthur now, the next book, and he said, get ready again because it's even worse. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if I can handle this. I have no idea what's coming.
Why you do that to yourself?
Guess I'm a masochist. I'm a literature masochist.
Now there's one of his books even worse. And I think it's Byzantium. When he describes what went on in Jerusalem.
Oh boy.
I literally threw the book across the room.
Now, which point in Jerusalem is this? Is this Crusades or
First Crusade?
Oh, I know a little bit about that already. That's okay. Yeah, it's gotta be bad. The lows, thus far, from what I've read of Lawhead, the lows are really low, but at the same time, the highs are really high. So his books, in many ways, are emotional roller coasters, but they're so good.
For those of you young ladies that are out there watching our videos, they want to know Aaron's single, and we're trying to have a contest to see who the worthy woman is for this young man. So if you're a contender, you just put your picture on my Pipe video site and tell us a little bit about yourself, and we might, give you a free CD if you'll write Aaron or something like that. He's lonely. He's a pathetic, lonely individual.
Yeah.
He's hating the single life. And I know this is going to be bad news for most of you, but I'm married. I know it's a heartbreaker. Who the heck cares? But young Aaron here, he's way too happy for a single young man, which basically means he's miserable. He doesn't know it. So, I mean, how happy can you be liking to fish, liking to camp, liking to smoke a pipe, have a good beer? He's miserable. What can I tell you? Me, on the other hand, I'm happy, content. Because I'm a man of simple pleasure. This year's your first time you ever had my lentil soup, huh?
It is. And it was everything I thought it would be and more.
What you mean to what?
I'll let you connect the dots on that one.
Well, what does that mean? Awful good? What?
All right, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not saying this, just because we're making a video, and not just because it's you, but it is the soup by which I will measure all other soups from now on. It was that good. That is the truth.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'll be darned. That would be a good camp soup.
Oh my goodness, there'd be some organ music that night
Oh
afterwards.
man, I'm telling you what, the monkey would dance, wouldn't he? Or not? He'd dance and then he'd die.
Yeah, he'd probably pass out.
This is the Pipepastor coming to you from Fresno, California this fine day with my friend Aaron Thompson, my son in the faith. Love him like my own. And thank you so much for having some fellowship with us. You want to say something?
Well, it's good to be here. God bless you guys. Hope to see you next time. Hope everything's going well for you.
Sláinte.
Sláinte.